Hey there guys and welcome back. Just gonna do a short video on why I think Skellige is actually so weak right now. Because I don't think necessarily that they have weak decks or anything. It's more that the way the meta is and everything, it pretty much destroys all of their deck types, and there's a few other things, but I'll get right into it. First off, we have the weather clear problem with Skellige, and this is definitely a problem. I don't know why Skellige is still this way, but Skellige is actually the only class without a weather clear unit. Like monsters, you have Arc Griffin, which is going to clear weather and move a bronze card from one graveyard to the other. Nilfgaard, you have the Nausicaa Standard Bear, which will clear weather and boost one ally or revealed unit in your hand by 3. Northern Realms, you have gain 2 armor and clear weather from the row on your side. Also has Crewman 1, which syncs alright with their machines. It's actually one of the weakest weather clear units out of the ones that actually have weather clear units, I think. Then for Squirrel Tails, we got the Redhead Brigade, which clears weather, and this one actually messes with another version. A lot of things with Skellige too, I'll go over that in a minute. But we got the Brigade, which clears weather on a row on your side and moves a unit to this row on its side. So Skellige's not having a weather clear unit is really hindering it because there's a lot of weather decks still, and people are starting to run weather now. And having your only options be your mage, where is he? There he is. Gremist to cast Clear Skies is not good, and especially the fact that since the First Light option in Skellige is usually not a card you want to play because Rally, like you pretty much only get to use it for Clear Skies because Rally is usually not a card you want to play in Skellige. Just because you're usually trying to thin out your deck and you have like 4 power units in there that you want to discard. If you grab one of them, it's going to hurt you. And usually everything is usually set up so that way you don't want to grab it. You want to actually thin it out from your deck with like Kim Braun or something. The only deck type that might be useful in is Combo Skellige. And another reason is Graveyard Hate. I mean, Skellige uses the graveyard a lot, especially with Queen's Guard and definitely with Combo Skellige. And we got like Nilfgaard, they have the Vicavaro Medics, which can hurt you. Northern Realms actually has Neneke that they can use to shuffle cards back into your deck. I've seen it once and it actually hurt. And then we got Monsters. Monsters is the worst. Like Monsters just messes Skellige up so badly. Because you got your Weather Clear unit, which moves a bronze card from one graveyard to the other. So they can steal your Skirmisher, your Queen's Guard, anything you're putting in your graveyard to try to win the round. And then they also got Caretaker, which will resurrect a bronze or silver unit from your deck, taking even more stuff that you're trying to set up for yourself. So Monsters really messes them up. Another reason why I think they're weak right now is because movement is really big in the meta right now. Like this Redhead Brigade, their Weather Clear unit moves stuff around. Then they got the Dwarven Mercenaries. And Monsters has a Drowner. Plus everybody can run Dorangary now. And that lets you spawn a Drowner, move something, which really messes with the Skellige's self-wounding deck. Since you usually want to set up one of these light long ships next to one of your great swords. Where is he? There he is. Claim and create great swords and start damaging them to get them boosted up and higher in power. And having movement, they can just move your light long ships around or your great swords around so they won't be getting hurt anymore. And since every deck usually runs movement, or some sort of movement for the most part, besides like mill, then they can really mess with that combo. Another thing is that mill decks are really strong right now. Like you got the mirror decks everywhere, and they will just mess with Skellige because you have all that deck thinning in your deck, which mill decks love because it pretty much gives them an insta-win. And not only are they able to run their mill decks, they're able to run... Where did he go? There he is. The Vicavaro Medic, which will mess with anything that you want to do with the graveyard. So, I mean, mill decks can counter both of the Skellige type decks by either decking them out or resurrecting their bronze units that they were counting on. Another small reason, that's not really a reason why Skellige is so weak right now, but it kind of hurts, is that Old Orc, their disloyal unit, can pretty much is only really good in discard type decks because you have to discard one of those cards, and he has 12 power. So I mean, he's the highest disloyal unit, because 12 is the highest for disloyal units. And then you have to discard a card. So if you're planning on running a non-discard deck and you run this guy, he's only going to hurt you. And you're going to have to waste off a Priestess of Freya or Sigdrifa to get back whatever you discarded. Or if you actually discard a gold, then you have to actually discard a gold, then yeah, you're about all the reasons that I think Skellige is weak right now. I mean, it's not so much that their deck types are weak, because their self-wounding deck can be really strong, but then movement just moves things around, or any resurrect cards that they have resurrects your great swords, and you can't stop that. And then you got Queen's Guard is another option. That deck can actually be pretty strong, but then any resurrect or movement from your graveyard type cards is going to mess it up, along with weather cards. Like the 2 gold weather cards are going to really hurt Queen's Guard, and having access to only your mage to weather clear really hurts that, since a lot of things go on the top row. Just a frost can hurt you a lot, or a fog, and you don't need to play like a whole clear skies just to clear that one weather card. Just a single weather clear unit would help out with that a lot. And then the last type of deck you got is usually the X-Men deck, which is pretty much dead because they changed it so it has to be on the row opposite of it, and it's way too hard to line things up, especially in a movement meta. I mean, you got 3 whale harpooners, but those are easily counteracted by drowners and stuff. So, and plus the whale harpooners hurt them anyway, so lining them all up is usually not that great. I mean, you can pull off like a 1-round big combo with the Axemen and your leader, maybe a Maelstrom, but then setting it up again for another round, that's just way too much to count on, because you're only going to have 3 whale harpooners, and you have to use a Priest of Freya on an Axeman if you use them all up to win the round, or so playing more harpooners is going to be harder. But that's about all the reasons I think Skellige is weak right now. I mean, I don't really know how they're going to change it. Skellige was in the top for a while, so maybe it's about time that they were knocked out, because at the Gwent Slam, only 2 of the decks were actually Skellige decks. Everyone else didn't even run Skellige. They just ran Monsters, Squirrel Tails, Nilfgaard, and Northern Realms. But, I mean, Skellige was a really fun class, especially the Queen's Guard type. I like that one. You just can't run it really anymore, at least competitively. I mean, you can do it for fun, but you're not going to be able to win against most of the top tier decks, especially Mill. That's going to kill you. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Till then.